We are ready to go. All right. I am, for those of you who don't know me as you're coming in, I am Lorna Owens. I am CEO of Desert Sage Lifestyle Wellness Company. And today I am so proud to bring you tea and conversation. We do this every Tuesday at noon. Thank you for the thumbs up. So send us love, send us hearts, but like and share because we are going to do a deep dive into health and wellness. So first of all, how are you doing? Happy tea day to you. In my cup, it's a beautiful green tea. It's called Water's Edge. Today, we're going to talk about the health and the wellness you can get from using botanicals. And I'm going to tell you why I say botanicals instead of herbals. You can use it interchangeably. If your mind is already locked into using the construct of herb or herbal medicine, then that's fine. It's the same difference, okay? The reason why I say botanical is because I think it gives us a broader framework to work with. Yes, when you think of herbals, you think a lot of the leaves or the flowers. When we think of botanicals, we think about the whole plant. And the truth of the matter is that the whole plant can be used for our wellness. So when we say the whole plant, we mean including the bark and the seeds. You know, we use flaxseed. Yes, a lot of us do get flax seeds for our omega-3s, or if you're having like a fever. I grew up in Jamaica, you have a fever, you were given some bush tea as a bath, or you're soaked in some bush tea to help aches and pains. So that is essentially what we're talking about when we are talking about botanicals. So hello, welcome, come on in, Elizabeth and Alvin. Great to see you guys. Now, hi there, doctor. Hi, Dr. Ashana. Hello to you too as well. So you're in good company if you're beginning to explore botanicals for wellness as something that you'll incorporate on your journey to wellness, because we know that 80% of the world consume some sort of botanicals to help them for their health needs when they need to, or for wellness. We do know that. We know that a lot of times in America, we say, oh, it's not regulated. But if you jump over into Europe, there's a great regulation as it relates to botanicals. So what do we know from a history? First of all, it's been around for centuries. The use of plant as healing medicine has been around for centuries. If you think about Hippocrates, who we think about is a father of medicine, someone has said that he said food, let's use food as medicine, or food as medicine. Whether he said that or not, the bottom line is that he had about 500 plants that he identified as plants that we could use for our wellness and our well-being. So it's been around for a long time. And remember, we've not always had botanicals. We've not had pharmacists, the pharmaceuticals. We've always had botanicals. We've not always had pharmaceuticals. And there are lots of countries in the world where there's no pharmacy, or there's no drugstore or anything like that, or anybody prescribing. And people still rely heavily on plant medicine for healing purposes. Our big is aspirin. Aspirin has come from plant. Digitalis, which is something we use for the heart health, comes from, it's a plant source. Quinine that we use for malaria, that's plant. So it's been around for centuries. So the issue is just appreciating and see how we can incorporate it if you choose. Remember, everything I tell you, it's not intended to diagnose you or anything like that. I'm not a doctor, but we've been doing years and years of study into plant medicine. A lot of you guys know we have amazing teas and tisane in our repertoire as Desert Sage Lifestyle Wellness Company. So we are a true believer. We drink our green tea every single day. It's either green tea or oolong that we start our morning off with because of the amazing health benefits that we do know we can get from green tea. So the supplement market is so flooded and is very confusing. So let me just see if we can tease out how you can choose what's best for you. Remember a couple things. When you're thinking about any supplemental medicine, that is that which not is prescribed by your doctor, herbals, botanicals, you want to look at a couple things. You want to look at the quality. So you want to look at the company and get an understanding of what they have in the product that you're going to take. So you look at the ingredients list, and it shouldn't be that you have to take a microscope to look at it. And if, for example, you see something with sodium benzoate or some potassium stuff in it, that not potassium as a mineral, you might want to, that they've used for preservative, you might want to stay away from that. You want to use stuff that's naturally preserved. And the word natural is a construct that sometimes you have to be very careful of. So for example, you think, oh, it's natural or it's Ayurvedic, therefore it's good for me. You still have to do your research. You want to look to see if there are any contaminants in what you are taking, any lead, any mercury. So you want to watch the company. You want to research the company and see, are they just putting Ayurveda on the label because they know, you're going to say, yeah, that's good, that's natural. It says it's Ayurvedic. No, you still have to do your research. The same way if you went to the doctor and you were prescribed some pharmaceuticals, you want to ask the doctor would most likely tell you the side effects. And when you go to the pharmacy, the bag would have the side effects, and you would sometimes research the side effects. So you want to research what it is you're taking, make sure that there are no contaminants. You want to make sure that it's not adulterated. That means that, for example, they did a test not so long ago about CBD creams on the market here in South Florida. And a lot of you are taking CBD that didn't even have CBD, one thing, or very little CBD. So you want to make sure that this thing is not stretched. So you want to see if the company has ever used an independent third-party lab verification. For example, we do. We use a third-party lab verification for our CBD cream that we have on the market. And some of you say, why don't you say it's for pain or arthritis? It's because technically, legally, you can't say that. So you'll see that we'll perhaps suggest that it's good for joint health, or you'll see we'll talk about something that's good for heart, it supports heart health. That's good clue that you can take it if you're working with, for example, lowering your cholesterol, or you're trying to make sure that you're doing all the wonderful things to help heart health or joint health or digestive aid. So we have to be very mindful of the claims because you don't want to overclaim something. But you can rest assured that that there are tons and tons of herbs that you can use to help you as part of your health journey. Now, what are some of the things? All herbs are not equal, even if you're getting what you call natural herbs, because a lot of things affect the quality of the herbs that you have. Say hello, Charlene. Hello, all the Elizabeths. We have 2 Elizabeths on Facebook. Hello, good to see you. Merida, good to see you as well. The climate affects the quality of the herbs that you get, the health benefits. It's for example, we know, for example, let's use something simple like coffee. We know that Jamaica has the best coffee in the world, yeah, the Blue Mountain coffee. It's grown at high altitude in the Blue Mountain, in the mountain. That is a gift from God that they have the mountains and they plant the coffee there. It's the same thing with all the herbs that you grow. Climate matters. So for example, you'll see that we have a set of teas, Africa Gold and Africa Goddess, that's planted at the foothills of the Kilimanjaro mountain. Fabulous, fabulous. So the climate matters. If you're in a country, for example, our teas come from China, India, and Sri Lanka, and we talk about seasons for tea in those countries. But if I'm getting teas from Kenya or I'm getting it from Tanzania, then they have sun all around and impacts the quality of the tea, how the different ingredients develop in the teas. Okay, the soil. Is it a mineralized soil? Are you getting good minerals in the herbs that you're taking? What about the age of the plant? Are they giving you old plant, or they're using, because some plants, if you have to get the benefit, you need fresh. You need young, youth, young. So you'll see when we talk about our teas or so, we'll say we use the first two leaves and the bud, and we're using young plant because sometimes after it sits in the soil, it grows and grows, it uses up all the nutrients to help it grow. So you need to be mindful of that. You need to be thinking about that when you're selecting your herbs or your botanical. All of us have used some herbs or botanical in our lifetime for something. Remember when you're a kid, when your stomach wasn't so well, your mom maybe gave you a peppermint candy, or when you're having nausea and vomiting, they would give you a ginger ale. There you go, ginger ale. We know that ginger helps with nausea. We do know that. We know that cranberry helps with um, infection, urinary tract infection. So we know that. And a lot of us, people say it and we've used it. So we have all participated in that field. The other thing you want to make sure is this: even though the herb that you're using is perfect, for example, for your blood pressure or whatever, you want to make sure that there are no contraindications to your taking that herb. And by that I mean coumadin, for example. A lot of herbs don't play well with coumadin at all. You have to know whether what you're taking, if the herb you're taking is going to potentiate the medication that you're on, or it's going to weaken the effect of it. It's not that it's a bad herb. It's just that you might want to switch out and use something in that class. So for example, if you're using something for anxiety, we know anxiety is perhaps the second most herbal preparation that people seek for. So you can use Xanax, which has just one ingredient in it, which is very concentrated, and that's how pharmaceutical work. They go to the plant or they make in the lab, and they're using this one ingredient that's going to work on the condition, and so that's why it works so fast and all like that. But it's a higher percentage, and that's why you have to worry about side effects. But say you're using Xanax for anxiety, you want to know if you take something else, whether or not it is going to affect your Xanax, okay? And, Xanax has a side effect, and the side effect is that it makes you sleepy. It makes you groggy. Sometimes some people are groggy, and lethargic is perhaps the word I'm looking for. But what if you were to look at say, a passion flower, or chamomile, or valerian? Those are great for anxiety. And the side effect, they don't have the same side effect like Xanax. You're not going to become addicted to it or anything like that. But you still have to watch to see, well, if I take a chamomile, will it affect my blood pressure medication? Will it affect the coumadin that I'm taking? And I pull coumadin in because it sometimes doesn't play well with a lot of things, okay? So you want to make sure that not only are you doing the right thing about natural or doing herbs to help your anxiety or so, but that herb that you're taking is not affecting something else that your doctor prescribed for you. So you want to look it up. You want to look the herbs that you're taking. You want to look to see if it's contraindicated in your particular situation. Okay, so that is something that you need to be essentially very mindful of. Is it going to? And you need to tell your doctor when you go to the doctor and you said, "Are you on any medication?" You need to tell them about the herbs and the botanicals or the herbs that you're taking, because they want to know. Because if it's very possible that they might need to reduce your medication dose, or they might need to up it, or they might need to tell you, for example, hold off a bit, that sort of thing. I was talking to a doctor. I heard the story about this doctor, and this patient came into the